What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm your host, Magic Nick Scarpino, alongside the second best baby blues in all of San Francisco. We're in a rockin' Mega 64 shirt, Mr. Tim Geddes.
I want everyone to know that Nick and I have been talking a lot recently, like more than we normally talk because we've been doing a lot of projects together, working on some stuff. And the amount of times he has referred to himself as daddy, like not trying to be funny, just as if it's just a thing that I'm supposed to just be okay with, is alarming. Because like I let it go once or twice, but it's now been more than a handful of times. And it's starting to feel right. And that's starting to upset me.
See, that's right where I need you. What do you think about that? The Czar of Nar, Snowbike Mike.
Daddy's home, baby. Bing bong. I'm all about it, Nick Scarpino. I am into this energy today, y'all.
Oh my gosh. And rounding out the team right now on camera is the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino heat, clicking hands and ripping under shreds, the globe trotting, headshotting, rootin' tootin' nitro rifle from twitch.tv, Mr. Andy Cortez. You didn't think I was going to forget that, big dog.
Nah, you would never forget it, Daddy.
It's
Daddy doesn't forget.
Now I'm uncomfortable. See, that's fine when Andy said it, but when Mike said Daddy doesn't forget, now I'm like, all right, this is the house of cards that we have all built.
It's Mike dropping the most aggressive bing bong like out of nowhere. Like I love that energy right now.
Like kind of 4 months too late.
I know, it's just so good.
It's timeless. That's timeless. You can say that still.
It's timeless.
We have so many fun things to talk about with one another, but I just want to take a moment and tell you guys that I'm grateful for something. Okay, because we live pretty blessed lives. We're pretty. We get to do some cool stuff for a living. And it's not every day that it occurs to me that something's back in my life that brings me so much joy. But I just want to call attention to it, if I may, if you guys are okay with that.
You may.
The mustache is back.
Yes,
in full force,
and I'm overjoyed that this is a thing. I don't often get what I want in life, and more often than not, I enjoy that because I just get to complain about it, which effectively is what I want. But the fact that Mike listened to us, the fact that he didn't let that one person in the comments, despite, by the way, the litany of thousands of other people who were like, Mike, this is working for you. This is working for you. One kid ruined his day, and we took that shit out of Mike's mouth and put it back in that kid's mouth and said, you get out of here, kid, because this mustache is incredible.
You fucking suck on this mustache, kid. You slurp on that shit.
69.
Yeah. Sloppy hamsters, what was it?
That was their username.
Sloppy hamsters. Damn. I mean, I would listen to them too. But Mike, Nick's right. I don't think you have ever looked better than you do right now in this moment. Your hair is on point. Your glasses looking good, and that shirt is it's working, dude.
It is a special
Daddy's
color
home.
of purple that you're wearing right now.
Daddy's home.
And not a lot of people. It's not that people can't pull that color off, Mike. It's just they wouldn't think to pull that color off.
Who did I see recently? I think it was Earl the Squirrel. I wore this t-shirt in front of Earl the Squirrel, and he's like, yo, that's a nice color. And I looked at Earl the Squirrel, and I was like, I like this t-shirt too, Earl. And so now maybe I'll wear it more,
What about Drew with a U?
Drew with a U. Oh, man. You know what? Shout out to Drew with the U. I saw him recently at the Tiki Bar. Took the boys down to the Tiki Bar. And, I like to see Drew with a U because I like to, flex on him about the awesome stuff I'm doing, but also, celebrate those moments with Drew. And he opened up his mouth. And of course, just like always, that man has the brightest teeth, the whitest, the brightest teeth, where just the world stops. And you just look directly in this man's mouth. And it's an awkward thing to say. I'm looking directly into a man's mouth. But you know what? It feels right. And I turned to Washy and I was like, you see how white his teeth are? And he goes, that shit don't even seem right. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's dope.
What about Treehouse Tommy, who always builds a treehouse wherever he...
What about Under the Sink Pete?
Under the Sink Sam. Lives under the sink.
I'm happy to report that Pirate Steve is doing well. Yeah, Pirate Steve is still out there. And Sad Boy Sean, I haven't seen Sad Boy Sean in about 5 weeks, so I'm a little worried about him. I am Sad Boy Sean's out of the, room and house. Sad Boy Sean, I got to get in there one day and just clear out his room for him. But that's another topic for another day.
I love Mike. There's something I've learned about you in the last week, and it's that teeth are a thing to you because not only are you praising, sorry, what was his name again? Drew with the U?
Drew with the U, yeah.
Drew with the U's Chompers. We all know Andy, huge fan of Chompers, right?
Big fan of Chompers.
But Mike, you are so vehemently against what was the recent game? The Quarry. the quarry.
Quarry, yes.
Because you're so upset with the teeth of some of these people.
They got fucked up mouths, damn it's right. Real fucked up mouths, bro. And I will say this.
Are you talking about like their 3D
just like how
versions of
weird it
themselves?
looks, you know what I mean? It just doesn't
okay.
look quite right, you know what I
Teeth
mean? They
tech isn't
smile,
quite
it's like-
there.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like, are you smiling or are you dying? I don't know what
Yeah,
you're doing.
okay.
Audio listeners, I made a weird face. But
Yeah.
Tim, talking about teeth, you know, I'm super jealous because today is Monday. We're recording this.
Mhm.
Mondays are my favorite day of the week. And then I noticed on the calendar, Daddy up here, he went to the dentist, and I'm super jealous of that. He went to the dentist on Monday. It's my favorite freaking combo, y'all.
I'll tell you
What is wrong with
what's
you,
wrong.
dude?
I
Let me-
love
let
the
me- let me
dentist,
tell you-
bro.
You
let me
love
tell you a little-
Mondays?
I love Mondays.
Mike
We
is-
talked
Mike
about
is-
this.
Like anti-Garfield. Let me tell you a little story about that, Mike. Right after I
Okay,
shout
yeah.
out our Patreon producers,
Mhm.
Nathan Lamoth, David Huizenga, Delaney Twinning, Gordon McGuire, Fargo Brady, Hubansky, Hubastanky, sorry, Gordon McGuire.
Why
Jesus.
should
Not
you
even
admit
close.
so hard
Not
when it was
even close.
wrong?
Listen,
Banksy.
It's HOOBASTANKYYYY. That's why I went that. When you put 3 Y's in something, you know Daddy's coming with some freaking fire. Pargot Singh and Al, the Predator Tribesman. You guys are all awesome. Y'all went over to patreon.com/KindaFunny and backed us, and now I can screw up your name.
Banksy.
Shout out to our sponsors for the show as well, ExpressVPN, MeUndies, and Athletic Greens. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Mike, here's how this story went. Hanging out with the missus over the weekend. And I have already punted this dental appointment multiple times because my schedule is just chaos. And finally over the weekend, she goes, "Don't you have a dentist appointment?" And I remember, hey, I do have a dentist appointment, 10:30 Monday. So I get it all together. I'm 5 minutes early finally for a dental appointment because I'm usually, Andy, of course, at least 10 minutes late. Already walking in apologizing for wasting someone's time. And
I
also
could never. I'd feel like I was gonna go to jail.
It's you know what it is. It's the guilt of not flossing that makes me not want to go, and then I end up being late. I'm like, I'll just put it off. Walk in today, see the receptionist's eyes, and I immediately know I've messed something up.
Oh no.
And she's a very, very, very nice person, and she looks at me. She goes, "Oh, do you have an appointment today?" And it dawned on me, I don't have an appointment today.
No.
My appointment is next Monday. I walked in for no reason whatsoever, and I knew. You know what the funniest thing, Mike, was? I was like, I think I'm disappointing Snowbike Mike right now. That is the person who's really disappointed. That's the person who's most put off.
Yeah, but like,
That's
here's the
important.
deal.
That's like forgetting Christmas.
You actually got me even more excited, Nick, because like not only did you go in on a Monday to brighten all those people's days, but you got to go back next Monday, which is even better. Think about it, right? Next week it'll be Sunday, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm enjoying the weekend. It's almost over." And then you'll look forward and be like, "Dang, I'm going to the dentist to clean up Daddy's pearly whites, y'all." And it's gonna be fire. They're gonna be fire. Ask them how white can you get your teeth? That's what I want you to do. Go there
Okay.
and be like,
okay.
"Hey,
Do you
I
want
wanna
him to
take
ask?
this up a notch?"
You
know
want
what
to
I mean?
ask
Take
on
it up.
behalf of you?
No, for him. I want all of us to
Oh.
come back with
I
such
need- so you're
bright
saying-
white teeth.
My
Yeah.
teeth are very.
They're very
I
white.
think my teeth might be the yellowest out of everyone's because I drink way too
Really?
much coffee and soda. Yeah, I don't ever want my teeth to be that white because I think your teeth shouldn't
Really?
be white. I think if we should ask Andy because he comes from an art
Mhm.
background, an artist background. But when people have obnoxiously perfectly white teeth, it feels like it's unnatural, and they start to look like veneers to me. And that is when I start like, you know, when you see something about someone, you're like, that doesn't feel right, and your subconscious picks up on it.
You
That's-
talking like
that's what I
uncanny
worry.
valley type shit?
Yeah, kind of like that. Like where I think people's teeth should be gradients of lighter yellow to slightly less light yellow. I don't think they should ever be white.
That's,
It's quite the ideal world that Nick's living in.
yeah, I don't like that.
I don't want people to look as good. Look
I
better than
don't
me.
want people to take care of their dental health.
Well, because but in reality, when you look at a tooth, like if you see a natural tooth, even a newer tooth, it's not like white. It's always off white. When you see something that's completely stark white in someone's mouth,
Yeah.
it just feels unnatural
Start
because
looking like
it
Drew
is
and you.
unnatural.
Yeah, but like,
exactly.
do
It
babies have
depends.
white ass teeth? Because they ain't got no dirt on them, right? Do babies
Who
have
knows?
white
They
teeth?
fall out before anyone can see them. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, but then
They
they
have
get a
to be
new
clear.
set, bro. They got a new set coming in.
Well, I'm sure their teeth start slightly whiter than normal before you start hitting them with the sodas and the coffees and all the other stuff that kids eat. The fruit roll-ups, which of course stain your teeth, all that stuff.
Here's the thing, Mike, Nick, can you give me a full screen smile? I'm gonna full screen you and just give me a smile, and I'm gonna make your teeth insanely white.
Love this for you.
We'll do a Photoshop real quick. But one thing that I want to point out
got
that
it?
I just
You
got
have
mics.
it?
I'll still need Nick real quick. One sec.
Yeah, Nick, you're looking real
Um,
good though. A little bit more upper lip. Yeah, a little, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Like that.
What one thing about other people that you're seeing, Nick, is that I don't feel like it's weird whenever you see somebody with super white teeth. I think it's super weird whenever somebody you know and have seen a lot gets
Whitens their teeth.
that job done where it's like to the extreme and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck? That looks really odd and weird on you. And I think that's where it's kind of you get sort of that whiplash, you know.
Of course.
Yeah,
Look,
or if you're tan. Drew with a U, very tan. So
well, the
it
tan
pops
makes you
even
look your
more.
teeth look lighter. That's the problem,
Yeah,
right? Is by
pops even
contrast.
harder.
If you're pasty white like I am because you never go outside, then it's fine. It all just blends together. It's one kind of off-white color, kind of dirty looking. But yeah, that's the thing is like again, if
You got some
if
white
wanna-
chompers, Nick. You got some white
Yeah,
chompers.
Do
Nick's
I?
got some clean teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at them sometimes and I think they could be like they just have like a lot of yellow in them from the coffee.
I think you got some white
You be
chompers.
flossing? You be flossing, Nick?
Mike, you know I don't be flossing.
Come on, dude. I be,
Don't be
yo, I
putting
be
daddy on the
flossing.
spot.
I be flossing every single night, bro. Love that.
Yeah, feels
Oh.
good. Feels good.
Mike, let me ask
It's
you
like
this
a
question,
deep
Mike.
clean, Mike, right?
When you go in and she starts and your dentist, he or she or they take out the tool that you know is going to cause you pain, but it's kind of that good pain. Do you look forward to it?
I hate
Yeah,
that.
it's like when I get my eyebrows plucked, and I just love that pain. And then they're like,
Wait, what?
"I'm gonna pluck it." Yeah, I never told you about that. I love
No,
getting my
Mike.
eyebrows plucked.
What? No,
I've
Mike,
had
you
some
never told me about
girlfriends
this.
yeah, I've had some girlfriends in the past that would pluck my eyebrows, or I would
okay.
ask to pluck my eyebrows, right? And I would lay in their lap, and they'd sit there for
Okay.
30 minutes just plucking eyebrows, and I love that feeling. And then sometimes, they rip a couple nose hairs out, and it's that like you know what I mean, kind of pain, but it's so good at the same
I can't
time.
let them get near the nasal cavity.
Oh,
No way.
you gotta get in there, bro.
No
You
way.
gotta
That's
get
my
in.
domain. That's my domain. That's something I'm not proud of. you
But
know?
yeah, when she's picking in there, when she's going to work, getting in the Duffy and the between my teeth, love that Nick Scarpino. Love that energy.
I kind of do too. And then
Mhm.
when on the drive home, where your mouth is sore, and you're like, you kind of like doing this, you kind of
No,
rubbing
it
it, but
feels
you don't want to
good.
rub it too
Yeah.
much because it feels so good.
There,
But that
there'd
best
be
is you can feel all the holes in between your teeth. And
Yeah,
you're like,
you can
There'd
whistle
be-
between them again.
you ever get staples and open up the staple and stick them in between?
no,
No.
you can't be doing that.
No,
I
Andy.
love that. Love
sure
that.
don't,
You
Andy.
just did a floss pick. What are you doing with a staple?
Well, sometimes you just got a staple near you and you're kind of
Okay,
curious
okay.
and
Just a
it's
little curious.
it feels good. It feels good. Like it's a good kind of like pain. I haven't done it in a long time because I haven't been around a staple in forever. It's like on police orders, by the way.
It's days
But-
like this that I missed. That I'm kind of bummed. I'm not usually bummed when Greg's not on the podcast, but I wish he was here for that, to hear that, to
Well,
laugh at that.
Yeah, it's something whenever I would do a lot when I worked at like when I worked at the car dealership and I was just super bored and I had a bunch of staples near me.
Fucking
Or-
goddamn it, Andy.
Or I guess whenever I just had a stapler near me, it doesn't really matter where I worked at any point. But yeah, I would open them up and I would just take the one sort of thin end and just go in between the teeth, and it just feels good, man. It's just like I would just kind of. Sometimes you get a little blood, and that's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It
It never
just
hurt
feels
anybody.
good.
Tightening your gums if
I
you
don't know
get
that
that.
it's okay. Andy's like, you guys ever do that thing where you just buy a box of thumbtacks, spread them out on the floor,
Just fucking roll
on top
around
of
just
them
a little
like Mick
bit.
Foley.
You
You
ever
guys ever
take
do that?
You ever take a tiny little shot of Clorox, like just a little bit?
Just a little, you know?
You're just splash a little ammonia in your eyeball. You ever do that?
Andy, is
That's
that like
okay.
a normal thing for your family? Is that like
The
Is
biggest
it hereditary?
no? What I'm saying is like is that something like you learned at home?
No.
Like your mom popping open staplers or
No. It's because I'm very fidgety with everything, no matter where I'm at. If I'm at dinner, the napkins in front of me will be all torn up, and like I like fucking with stuff, and sometimes I want to fuck with my gums.
Oh, what are you
Good
fidgeting
Lord.
with right now? Like, so Andy, like on your desk right now, what's within arm's reach?
Honestly,
For me, I have 2 Allen keys, and I be spinning these motherfuckers around on all the podcasts, Tim. I want you to know that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him
Just
go.
spinning shit down
I get
there.
it, dude. I used to
I'm
have my
fidgeting,
fidget
it's right.
spinner and it broke.
Mhm.
I got a new one and it broke. And now my gold chain, people think it's gone. No,
No,
keen-eyed
it's
viewers
His
did
hand, he's
notice.
just freaking.
I'll be playing with it all day, every day.
It's so
Uh,
funny you asked that, Mike, because like not only am I photoshopping the white teeth thing, but I have these 2 Coke Zero bottle caps that I've just been like doing this with the whole
You
freaking
gotta
time,
move
like
around. You
kind of like
gotta
putting
move
them on
around.
each other. Like, can I get them perfectly even on top of each
No,
other?
it's
Can I
impossible.
get
No,
one
dude,
inside
it's
the other? It's
impossible.
impossible, you know.
But your
Feels
brain
good.
wants to make it possible.
Yeah, my brain wants to make it possible.
Of course, I should preface that Greg Miller could not be on the podcast today. He actually heard a noise outside of his place, and someone had dropped off a trunk. When he opened the trunk, snakes popped out, coughed on him, gave him COVID.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a twist
At least
end
that's
there.
at least that's what they told me until I saw this tweet from Greg earlier today. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with this at all, but and I don't want to always make these about Greg
You
when
gonna
they're not
send it
here,
over
so
to
we'll-
assets, or
We'll move on. Yeah, I'll copy
I
this
thought
here
you said
for
last week you decreed, or 2 weeks ago you decreed that anytime Greg wasn't here, it would have to be some sort of taking of grievances with Greg.
You're
Very
not
well.
wrong,
Greg.
and you're not wrong. And I'm glad that you brought that up, Kevin. So I'll send this over to assets, and I almost hit report this tweet. That probably would have been bad.
That
So,
should have been fine.
so there you
I mean,
go.
it could have been.
I would've-
You
Andy,
could
I'm not
record
sure
it.
if you saw this or not, but I wanted to get your response on this because, as you guys know, I am the #1 investigative journalist here at KindaFunny. I want to
I've
thank
heard
everyone
that
for their
about you.
lovely messages, is what he says, audio listeners, about the Millers getting COVID. It's been very sweet. I also want to answer a commonly asked question: how did we get COVID? The answer: Andy Cortez. That is what he said.
Damn, bro.
He says, I want to be
be
clear about. I want to be clear about this. Is what he says. I have not seen Andy in person in weeks, so I'm not saying he literally gave us COVID. What I'm saying is that he puts so much anti-Greg rhetoric in the air and makes fun of me so much that clearly my immune system has been damaged. He later goes on to say, I want you all to think about the next time you laugh at one of his in-review barbs or chuckle at him mocking me on a stream. He did this to me. Sure, maybe I've made a joke at his expense once or twice in my 5 years of working with him, but to go after Ben and Jen, that's just sad.
It's not
And then he
really any
says-
of the other accusatory stuff, Nick.
Mhm.
It's the part of sure, I've made a joke once or twice in 5 years. It's that
That's
part.
the most insulting.
It's that part that,
Yeah,
that I
that's the
read
part.
it. I just wanted to throw my fucking phone out the window. It's that
Yeah.
one.
You know, I try to be supportive of all of you guys. Like when I
Mhm.
see your tweets come along, I try to like them. I try to, engage with it and all that stuff. The amount of times, especially recently, I don't know what it is about Greg. Maybe it's the baby. Maybe it's just him. I don't know. He's been away from us physically too long.
Unhinged.
But I've found it so hard to engage and like his tweets because I'm like, I don't want to support this.
don't
I
want this
don't want to be a part of this. Like I'm already too closely associated, but I'm not going to.
I mean,
That's
you're
fair.
smart. You're smart to do it. I, for one, am glad that I didn't respond
Mm.
to this particular tweet.
No, you did.
Did I?
You did.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, did you?
You definitely did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
Did
we see
Nick
that
Scarpino
response?
says obviously. I almost guarantee Nick didn't read the follow-up tweets.
No.
He just read the first tweet.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And
no,
I was
didn't
very
do
close
that.
to responding to him. Hey, welcome back to Twitter after 3 weeks, Nick.
Yeah, fair
welcome
enough.
back.
No. Barrett tweets for me on almost a daily basis. It's totally fine.
Sure. Yeah, it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
those are the ones that are. If you guys ever didn't know this, Barrett tweets. He does a lot of our social stuff, and he'll schedule tweets on my behalf. But if it's a tweet that sounds normal, that doesn't sound like you become unhinged, it's him. If it sounds if it's crazy and makes absolutely no sense and goes on for a little too long, that one came from yours truly,
From
From Daddy.
Daddy.
From Daddy.
from Daddy
With
Mac.
love.
From Russia with love.
from Russia with love.
Earlier before we started the podcast, Nick wasn't even here, and Mike kind of made some statements that were a little alarming for me. Yeah, a little inflammatory, a little alarming. We asked him how he's been, how his day was. He said, "Oh, it's fine. I had some Panda Express. Panda Express sucks."
God.
And I'd like you to sort of expound upon that, Mike.
Andy Cortez, here's the deal with Panda Express. It is so hit or miss. It is probably the most consistently hit or miss out of all the fast food chains that you could go to, where every now and then you might have a great meal, but most of the time, you're walking out of that going, man, that orange chicken just didn't taste right, or it just didn't come off the plate hot enough, and I'm not happy with it, right? And so here I was. I wanted to go to In-N-Out, but Greg Miller wouldn't let me go to In-N-Out because I had to be here for this podcast.
Oh,
That's
God
actually
damn
And
it.
me and
That's
Kevin
actually
wanted to
true.
go to In-N-Out. And so I said, all right, fine, Greg. And then I went to Chipotle, and
Oh,
Chipotle's
love
not
Chipotle.
offering any burritos nor quesadillas. They're just offering bowls, but then they're offering tortillas, which doesn't make any sense on
You
the
can't roll
app.
them, bro. They finally figured
I
out they
can't
don't have.
roll, bro.
Someone finally, the head manager, like the GM of Chipotle, finally walked in and was like, "Wait, this is how we've been rolling burritos this entire time.
No more.
We gotta stop. Hard pass
That's a good
on this."
point.
And so then I had to go into Panda Express because I only have so many selections here. And I ordered Panda Express, and sure enough, it gets here and it just tastes funky. It's not good. It's not a good meal. And I was mad, Andy. I was mad. It ruined my day.
What's your order, Mike? What's your order?
I ordered 2 of the orange chicken and white
Wait.
rice. Is my
Yeah, wait. So real quick, like
oh, we also tell him, Kevin. Tell him.
I was
Kevin.
gonna say, what do you guys prefer? Is it just now, everyone except for Mike.
Oh well, you're not gonna
what
tell
do
him that there was no white rice, and I told them don't bring the white
Yeah,
rice.
I know. No, I was gonna wait and save it, and you ruined it.
So
Wait,
Wait,
just
what?
like,
What? I'm sorry. What?
just like
So-
in Chipotle, of
so
course
Mike-
something wasn't there.
So Mike freaks out, and he's just like, I don't know what to do. They don't have white rice as an option. It's just fried rice or chow mein, and I've never had either, and I'm never going to.
Yeah.
What?
I ordered
Yeah.
the 2 entrees at the side, and I wrote,
And he wrote a
"Don't
note
give me any of that."
instead of just trying one. We're just having it. God.
So you're gonna sit here and tell me that Panda Express
is a you
sucks
problem.
because you ordered
That's not your
2
problem.
orange chickens and no base. Just fuck it. We're going all in. Like, I get it now. I'm right there with you where you're out rolling the dice. I totally get it. That's why you have to get a couple different options and roll the dice, hope for the best that you're going to get at least a couple great bites. I think the Panda Express is extremely consistent that you're going to get some bad things, you're going to get some good things, but you got to diversify the order, man. Like, that is on you, Mike.
I'm
Yeah,
so
Mike,
mad
you
at
can't be,
him.
Mike, you can't be raw dogging it with just
No,
orange
don't
chicken,
say
bro.
that.
Thanks, Daddy.
You're fucking
No.
you're bowling without a bumper, man. You're just gonna you're just asking for squeegees. That's what I'm telling you right now. You got to be real careful with that.
And that's how you feel after eating. You never feel quite good. And Tim, that's what I want to circle back to is like you're talking about diversifying the order and like understanding you're gonna have hits and misses. Like
Mhm.
that's not what I want from an order, Tim. I want hits. I don't want misses involved in this, bro.
I get that. Then maybe fast
Wait, I mean-
food's not for you. Like, it's you need to understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're ordering from at best a mall food court establishment. You know what I mean? At
Mhm.
worst, I don't even want to explain some of the Panda
Yeah.
Expresses I have seen in my life. But like,
Yeah, it's a better.
no, you need this is on you, Mike. You need to know what you're doing. Because for me, my order, I like to best case scenario, I like to be in there, checking it out, looking at all the
Mhm.
things
you gotta
myself.
look. Yeah, you gotta.
I'm
see it.
making my choices based on how it looks. If I don't have
Yeah,
that luxury,
totally
no
true.
matter what, I'm getting the half and half fried rice and chow mein. Sometimes I'll do half chow mein, half white rice, depending on what I'm getting. If it's an extra saucy type, if I get the orange
You need the
chicken,
white rice.
I normally get the white rice to
Yeah.
kind of like dilute it a little bit,
It's
right?
smart.
But you got to think about all those flavor combinations. You got to think about all of it. And again, I'm with you. There are times where I'm eating, I'm like, ooh, this chow mein is not that good. But then guess what? I got the fried rice, and it
Mhm.
is. Vice versa can happen all the time too. But like, you got to be able to like shift at a moment's notice at Panda.
You also have
Call
to,
the audible.
You got to get eyes on too, because
Mhm.
sometimes you go. Because sometimes the orange chicken's just not looking fresh. It gets that
Mhm.
like skim over it, where it's like on the sides, where you're like it's just been there too long, and it's like the sauce is just congealing in the wrong way, and you got to just wave off of it. That's why I would never order that through Postmates or DoorDash or whatever.
I
Mike,
think
just so
that's
you
the
know,
big one. You got to have eyes on. I agree with
Eyes
you.
Mike,
on, man.
when I was younger and I worked at a mall, I would go and just get a large size side of the chow mein, put some hot sauce on it, boom, that's all you need. It's very
gonna-
good. You don't
It's
have to be
true.
afraid of it. It's
Chow
like
mein's
big
bomb.
fat spaghetti noodles.
But they taste really salty and it's really good. Also, fried
Mhm.
rice used to be my favorite freaking thing on the planet. It's all I used to eat when I was a kid when we get Chinese food.
Fried rice used to be my favorite thing too, Nick. But I'd only ever get it from one place in the Rio Grande Valley. We don't play no games, and it was called China Inn, like
Mhm.
INN, like it was a hotel or something.
Like you can come stay here and eat all night.
Yeah, China
my
Inn.
favorite thing.
And that like that just those two words together is such a whiplash of nostalgia because I just think of Friday nights that we went to go rent a video game and I got McDonald's, my parents got China Inn. Like it just feels good, you know. But I would always get fried rice from there. Like my parents would give me some of their fried rice. And it wasn't until I tried fried rice at other places that I found out, oh, China Inn didn't put egg in their place. A lot of other places put
You
egg
gotta
in their
have
fried
egg.
rice. I didn't know that, and it kind of ruined the fried rice experience for me because I just don't want little fucking rubbery pieces of yellow shit in my rice. You know what I mean?
Whoa, Kevin,
You're on the
the
wrong side.
disrespect. The disrespect.
Yeah, that was
here
bad. I knew it
is
was
for
gonna
this
go
fried
negative
rice.
to the rice when we
It
talked
always
about the
does with
eggs.
Andy. It always does.
Kevin, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Kevin's
guys. I'm
trying
trying.
his damn best, man. Like, y'all just heard it right here. But before we went live, like, Kev came in, and I swear to God, he just went like, he sounded like Boom Hour from King of the Hill. You know?
I slept a lot this weekend. I know I'm so exhausted, but I'm
It's
exhausted.
been a long day. I wanna.
real quick, one fried rice story. It's very brief. One of
I
my
hope we talk about
favorite
fried rice for the rest of the podcast, and Tim has to come up with a fun headline for that.
one of my favorite memories of all time of Nick is at my bachelor party. We went to an all-you-can-eat restaurant. I just looked over at Nick, and he had the biggest plate. And I shit you not, it was the biggest plate I've ever seen of fried rice. I wish I could have seen him serving himself. He was like, someone needed to stop him, but he was too drunk, and no one did. And I just
Took the
looked
whole
over.
buffet platter.
It was like he had full like fill. You know those plate has like an inner circle where that's usually where food
That's
goes.
where you put the food. Yeah.
It was on the outer circle, and that shit was domed over as far as you could go without sliding. And I looked over, I'm like, Nick, should you be eating that much rice? Because this is back when he didn't eat like carbs. And he looked at me, he said, shh. And then I shit you not, he ate the whole plate and had another.
Here's what I like to do. Sometimes I like to put the fried rice in the middle of the bowl, and then I like to put the egg rolls surrounding it, like they're a surrounding army that have locked them into the fortress.
Yeah.
And then they have to
Like
eat their
Helm's
way out.
Deep.
Yeah, exactly like Helm's Deep. That's a good reference.
All right, what I need everybody to do is open up the Panda Express website
Okay.
because I would like hey, anybody who does what's the word I'm looking for? We did a whole podcast about it. Astrology. Is there a way to like kind of compare astrology signs and what we're into by what we like at Panda Express? Like, is that a thing? It's got to be a thing. I'm sure it is because my meal, I get the 2 entree meal, which I feel like is a
I
pretty
see that.
common
That's
thing.
the standard.
That's
the standard.
Yeah.
You get the
Anything
2
more than that,
entree.
and you're rich, you know?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
3
I agree.
entree meal is like $20.
You get the 2 entree plate. And also 3 entrees, just like I barely even finished the 2. It's too much.
No, I could definitely go for one more.
I get double white steamed rice.
Double white steamed rice.
Double white
Andy.
steamed
I ain't gonna hate on that.
Andy.
I
get-
honestly, my thing
I'm
when
not
it
mad
comes
at
to the
that.
base, like I'm mad at Mike for not taking a base, but like any
They didn't
combination
have
of
the
these,
base.
I feel like that you're gonna have a good time.
Like, have I gotten chow mein before? Absolutely. Have I gotten a half steam rice and a half broccoli? Absolutely. But I usually default for the half steam rice, for a double steam rice, because I like the juices from either of the 2 entrees to mix in with their respective steam rices. So I can have this steam rice that kind of tastes like a sort of chicken meal, and this other steam rice that has the juices from the beef.
Yeah.
So double steam rice, and then we move on to the entrees. And depending on what's in season or what's kind of like the most popular thing at the moment, one thing that I'd get recently was black pepper Angus steak.
Yeah.
one
delicious.
of the premium options.
That's
a
the premium
premium.
option. Yeah, that's when daddy's feeling good in the bank account.
Yeah, daddy.
I get the Angus steak, and then I will go with a very underrated option, string bean. No, I'm sorry. Wait, where is it? Did they get rid?
String bean
No,
chicken
it's definitely
breast?
that. It's string bean chicken breast. Yeah, it's string bean chicken breast.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Delicious little slices of chicken. Like I've never gotten a piece of chicken in there that's all fucking like rubbery and has all the cartilage. I hate that shit.
worst.
Hate that shit. I've always consistently gotten a good pile of like of chicken breast in there. So really, really delicious.
I mean, yeah, it's all chicken breast meat, right?
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you get little pieces
The
of
orange
bullshit.
chicken is the one that
The
gives you
culprit.
problems.
That's the
Yeah.
culprit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes if I'm
got all
not
that stuff on top, right? It's
sometimes if I'm not feeling the Angus steak, I'll go with broccoli beef.
Mhm.
And it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. But I'll usually mix those two together. I'm looking right now at Beijing beef. Never seen this before. It looks good.
Yeah,
I like
that.
a little bit of spice. And then, of course, what I love to do, I love to mix the the 2 white steam rices with those meals and just get like all the juices flowing. It's so freaking good.
What you're describing is basically the milk for cereal, right? That's what the white
Yeah.
rice is. It's a nice, just bland base to sop up all the other ingredients. And see, that's why I very seldom go with the fried rice. And if I do go with fried rice, I'm kind of just eating that by itself because it tastes so good by itself. I like the brown rice option. I'm like a Kung Pao chicken brown rice kind of guy. I do. If I'm being healthy, but then I love it when other people order the orange chicken and I throw that bad boy on white rice or some of the refried rice. But I can't be the one to decide that. You got to take the power out of my hands.
Gia always gets mad at me because while I am somebody that is I gotta get my eyes on it and I adjust on the fly type of guy, if I just had a default order, it is always going to be the broccoli beef and the sweet fire chicken breast. And that is a way healthier order than what she gets. And she's bewildered at that. She's a big orange chicken person. But just in terms of the calories, what we're dealing with, all that, she gets upset about it. But I'm here having a good time. I'm not trying to be healthy with it. Not saying this is a healthy meal by any stretch of the imagination. But just in terms of Panda orders, it is on the healthier side.
And it's better than like getting a burger and fries,
Exactly. So, Andy, I'm right there with you when it comes. I think that the hidden gem of Panda Express are the chicken breast options, whether it's the sweet fire or the string bean. I'm not a big string bean guy. Not trying to yuck your yum. I appreciate it. Okay. But I think you're absolutely right. Those chickens are always better than the orange chicken. Having said that, orange chicken sauce, there's some sex in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that shit is real damn good. But
I gotta interrupt you. I gotta interrupt you. Because I mentioned that, this is more healthy than a burger and fries, and Nick gives me one of these.
It's definitely maybe.
He gives me one of these, and it's like I don't want to hear it, Mike. If it is less healthy or more healthy, just tell me it's more healthy. I don't want the health guy to be like, well, actually, the fucking water you're drinking right now, it's got more calories than I hate that guy. I don't want to know that guy. Get that guy out of my life. Nick, I don't want you to be that guy.
You know what?
Nick's not that guy. Nick's just the guy that wants to poo-poo anything we say no matter what.
It's not that. It's not that. It's just that I don't. It was a bold claim. Or you're like it's more healthy. But you said
chicken
maybe
breast?
it's not. Maybe it's not. Well, it depends on what you've. If it's a grilled chicken,
I'm sure it's barely more healthy.
But usually they put so much crap in the sauce of those things that I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Yeah, but they put crap in the burgers too, right? Remember that time we had the argument that the burgers, the 2 patties was worse, and I was like, Nick, that's like 2,000 calories. You're like, no, it's not. You looked it up and it was like, yep, it's 2,000 calories.
Okay, no, we were at
Burgermeister.
Burgermeister.
Oh, that's I missed it.
Ill of the Dead.
R.I.P. Burgermeister. I mean, look at obviously real talk. If you're at a place like a fast food restaurant and there are healthier options than others, absolutely. And Andy's talking about the chicken options are probably better for you, inevitably better for you than any fried option that's got a sweet sauce glaze on top of it, like the orange chicken. Having said that, though, I do want to point out, Kevin, if we can go back to the front page of the Panda Express website. That you want to talk about horoscopes. It must be whatever month Mike was born in because they just straight up they're just displaying the orange chicken on a bed of white rice.
Oh, well, that's their thing. That's what they're known for. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's the generic Panda order.
Mike, you could be the face for this meal.
You could be the face of orange chicken, Mike.
You could be the poster boy for it.
JD Chipotle meal right here for Panda Express.
I
think so. I think we could get the give me the snow bike, Mike, and everybody around the nation will know.
And it's just 2 orders of orange chicken and that's
and white rice.
No. Tim, to clarify, it's 2 orders of orange chicken, one with chow mein, one with fried rice, but don't give me either of those.
Yeah. You're paying for them. They're not there.
You're paying for them, but I don't want them, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, here's the deal. I noticed nobody's bringing up the cream cheese ragoons, bro. Those are my thing, bro. What's up? Y'all ain't bringing those to the table at all?
Those are undeniably the most inconsistent thing at Panda Express. When they hit, but they hit 1 out of 10 times, man. Like you were that's what I ain't trying to hate on Panda. I love Panda. I am one of those people that I look at Panda. I hate when people are like, oh, just eat some real Chinese food. I'm like, motherfucker, I do that all the time too. Panda is its own food group. We all need to understand that. But the thing is, you need eyes on those rangoons. You need eyes on those egg rolls. Because if you just order them willy-nilly, you don't know their backstory. You don't know what they've been through. Like you're playing with the worst type of fire
You
there.
might-
What you need to do, Tim, is in the special notes on the delivery, you tell the delivery person, like, I need eyes
Look
on
at
him.
that shit.
I need eyes on it.
You call me. It's like, can we take a moment really fast? The cream cheese rangoons, small, 3 pieces. The large, 12 pieces. We just make a massive
Big
jump
gap.
to 12 out of nowhere for no apparent reason on this.
It's a
It's,
big
uh,
gap, yeah.
We're like, we got to get rid of this bag, y'all. You need to buy this.
I want to tell you guys my night last night. I got a funny story for you that I think, Andy, you specifically will appreciate. But before I do that, ladies and gentlemen, how about a word from our sponsors?
Shout out to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this episode. When you use the bathroom, you always close the door behind you, right? Well, you don't want random passerbyers looking in on you, so why would you let people look in on you when you go online? Your internet service provider knows every single website you visit. ExpressVPN puts a stop to this. It creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so that your online activity can't be seen by anyone. I use ExpressVPN on all my devices, whether it's my phone, my desktop, everything. Anytime I'm using the internet, just because I am trying to stay as safe as possible. The best part is using ExpressVPN is as easy as closing the bathroom door. You just fire up the app, you click one button, and you're protected. It is so easy. It's the biggest button in the world. One click, you're done. So if you're like me and believe your online activity is your business, secure yourself today by visiting expressvpn.com/kindafunny. You can use our link, expressvpn.com/kindafunny, and you can get an extra 3 months free. That's expressvpn.com/kindafunny. This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. Are people still trying to make plans with you this summer? As if you aren't booked and busy already. But thankfully, MeUndies wants to help make this summer the most comfortable one you will never forget. Because when you're living your best life, the last thing you want to worry about is butt sweat. And I know that from experience. But you know what? MeUndies has always been there to help me. I'm always wearing my MeUndies shirts, my lounge pants, my lounge shorts, my undies themselves, the socks. I'm a MeUndies fanboy. Wouldn't have it any other way. I just absolutely love the soft micro-modal fabric. Find your ultimate summer comfort in sizes extra small all the way up to 4XL. MeUndies has a great offer for all of you out there. For any first-time purchasers, you can get 15% off. For a limited time, if you sign up for the free to join MeUndies membership, you get 25% off your first membership item. To get 50% off your order, 25% off your first membership item, and 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/kindafunny. That's MeUndies.com/kindafunny. Shout out to Athletic Greens for sponsoring this episode. I started taking AG1 because I'm not a big pill guy. I don't want to spend a lot of time on extra things, but I wanted to make sure that I was taking care of my health. Now, I've been using it the last couple months and I love it. It doesn't taste like it's super healthy. It has a fun tropical taste that I actually look forward to in the mornings. With one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/kindafunny. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/kindafunny to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. athleticgreens.com/kindafunny.
And before we do that,
Yes, dude, that's what I want, bro. That's what I'm trying to get
No,
at,
Mike,
Andy.
that doesn't look
Andy's
good.
fulfilling my dreams right here, bro. This
Nick
is
looks
it.
like Nick, though. Like
Andy,
Nick,
can you A/B
Yeah,
test my teeth? Can
You're
I see
right
them
there,
without the
dude.
whiteness?
Yeah, that looks.
Sure.
Yeah, Nick, like you do look
Mine's
like
not
you're right
white
there.
enough.
Let me see.
hold on.
I'm
but
Let's
see,
way
Mike,
yellow
you
there.
look better. You look better in real life than that picture looks.
No, bro, that picture looks
No,
way
yeah, 'cause
better, Tim.
Mike,
Real
you
deal?
got a really
A/B
good
test
tan.
for
I
Nick.
feel like right now.
Oh shit, go for it, Andy.
A/B test for
Yeah,
Nick.
so you're so close to that, Nick.
Yeah, it's real close.
It does
It's
look
not
like you
bad.
just ate like
Cherries.
lipstick or something.
Yeah, lipstick.
Now, here's what I'll say about
Down
Mike.
a chapstick.
Here's what I'll say about Mike's picture. Did I desaturate it? Yes. Would you? Mike's original picture looks like this. Like it's.
I'm telling you, he's got a wicked tan right now.
That's $1 million look, bro. I'm in it.
God, dude.
Who do I call to get my teeth that white? Help me out. Do I need the mouth guard, Tim? Do I need a professional?
You have to go in and
let
have them
me
bleach
know,
it,
bro.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do like
Hit
a
me.
couple. You're gonna have to do like 5 bleaching sessions with
like-
your dentist.
Hey, Daddy, can I be honest with you for a second? So,
Go
like,
for it. Go for
you
it.
know, I love teeth whitening, right? And so if you go to the grocery store, you can buy the Crest strips, right? But on the back it says, please only use this twice a year at maximum because this shit will rip your teeth apart.
Oh no.
I know. I be buying a lot of them, Nick, just so you know. I'm averaging like maybe 4 to 6, bro. 4 to
A
6.
week?
For like a year, bro. 4 to 6
Mike,
a year,
that's
bro.
gonna mess up your gums, man. You
Well,
can't
it's like,
be-
hook me up, bro. Hook me up.
You should talk to your dentist about that because I'm pretty sure that's really bad for like your gum health to be like bleaching that. That's why you have to have a professional do it. But I'll say that I think the bleaching that you do in office is way more effective. I think I think you can take it up like a few shades every single time you do that. So just throwing that out there.
We'll holler at him.
While we're staying on the teeth, like the last thing I want to say about this is when I was little, like Andy now likes to put staples in his mouth and all that shit. I had
Love
like
it.
a mouth fixation in the way a lot of kids do, and I would always take toothpicks and put them in between my front 2 teeth, right?
Sure.
And just kind of stick there. And it was the thing that my mom hated the most about me. She'd just be like, "Don't do that. Like you're going to regret this in the future when you have a big ass gap in your teeth. Like you don't want that." And I'd always push back. I'd be like, "I don't care. I don't give. Like this is more fun for me, right?" Because I was a dumb kid. And this was around the time in the late 90s that was it a TV show? I don't even know what the fuck it was. A book series, maybe both. But Timmy the Tooth came out.
I don't know what that is.
And,
but
it was this fucking big talking tooth thing. Do you, Andy and Mike, you know what I'm talking about?
No, never heard of Tim.
No.
Really? Well, this motherfucker haunted my dreams. And like,
Okay.
you know, when you're a little kid, if you have a name and someone is similarly named, you're about to hear that forever. So I got a lot of Timmy from South Park. I got a lot of Timmy the Tooth. I was
Oh,
telling
I've seen
Kevin
Timmy.
earlier.
take
I
that
get a
back.
lot
I've
of
seen Timmy.
Tim Spaghettis. It was a whole thing. But this Timmy the Tooth motherfucker, like it haunted me. And I always thought that this was an elaborate thing that my mom got involved in and like showed all my friends at school to like get me to stop putting things in my this guy.
Oh, really?
no.
Too.
I
Timmy's
don't
for
like
real,
this
bro.
at all.
That's a brush. That his
What's
dog is a
happening in
brush,
that family?
bro.
Are they?
What is oh wow, this looks psychotic.
Looks like that family was divorcing.
It was
or
a
something.
lot. It was a lot.
Do you remember this, Kev?
Yeah, of course. We watch these all the time, right?
Yeah, man. It was a whole freaking Timmy went to space.
I don't remember this at all. I don't have
Timmy
zero.
goes
I
to
mean-
Molar Island, bro. That's lit. Lit.
Mike, this is for you, dude. you gotta do a tarantula and watch this shit.
Holy smokes, bro.
I want to
Do it
before we move on
tarantula.
because I want to talk to Tim about a couple things because we got some fun stuff coming up next week to look forward to. I want to tell you guys a little story about my night last night. I went to Punchline like I always do most Sundays. Hungry afterward, right? Didn't get a chance to eat beforehand. Thought to myself, I'm gonna reward myself for a week, Andy.
Kind of sound like Christopher Walken right now.
I'm gonna go to a special place, the Golden Arches. I want to go in between the Golden Arches right now. Bring myself home a little McDonald's. Now, I always offer to D. I always hit up D, but she's usually either asleep and or absolutely not eating at McDonald's. But she said, you know what? I'll take a small milkshake. That sounds really good. And I'm gonna throw some options out to you guys for what happened next. Okay. Did I A, just get her a small milkshake and then like one small meal for myself and that's it? Or B, did I spend $27 on McDonald's last night, take it home and watch 4 episodes of a show called Alone, which is about a bunch of 10 survival people starving in the wilderness of Canada while I overate calories?
Not the first one.
Never the first one.
Andy, the reason I bring it up is because this is I laid out everything, and you know you got to order the one on Saturday. You got to order on the screen, right?
Mhm.
Laid out everything, got myself some nugs. Get to the end, I'm like, I look at it, and it says like as I put the nugs on, I see there's a second nug option, and I'm like, wait a minute, are spicy nugs back? Is this something that I missed? And sure enough, spicy nugs were back. So I added 10 spicy nugs to the cart and just conveniently forgot to take the other 20 nugs that I had already bought
Of course, yeah.
out of the cart. and I ate a lot of McDonald's food.
That's a
last night.
lot of nugs, man.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. We didn't eat them all. We didn't eat them all. But I got home and Dee was like, so I wanted just a little bit of ice cream, and you brought home 7,000 calories worth of
When in
fried
Rome.
nuggets.
So lit.
So
Exactly.
Gia's never had chicken nuggets in her life
Really?
until the pandemic, and it was the spicy nug time. It was
Wow.
really exciting for all of us. She wasn't against it, but she just hadn't had them. So we order it. Me and my brother very excited about all this. We're starting eating the nugs. She starts eating them. Is addicted. Totally fucking loves them. And we're casually just eating these. And I was eating burgers, eating other stuff, and then we realized that like they were gone. And we're like, how many did you eat? And she was like, I don't know, like 15. And both me and my brother simultaneously were like, whoa, like freaking out about it. And she's like, what, is that not normal? And I'm like, real talk, like, it's not, man. Like, it's just not. Like, I'm not saying we haven't done that before,
Yeah.
Oh,
but like,
that's-
I just did not expect her to take down 15 fucking nugs, man.
I'd say 14 is like a limit that I will try to put myself.
Yeah.
And even
okay.
then, sometimes I pass it, sometimes I don't. But yeah, it was a miraculous discovery, Nick. When I'm looking in the app, and
Mhm.
of course,
They're back, baby.
I'm looking at the Uber Eats app when I'm on a walk home after a long day of basketball, and
Mhm.
of course, that's a time that I want to just ruin whatever workout I got in.
Sure.
Mhm.
Drive it into the
And I
ground.
see spicy nuggets are available. Holy shit! I've gotten them 3 times since this in like the span of 2 weeks. They've been decently good one time,
Really?
and I have. I'll tell you what. I have a little conspiracy about this. First 2 times I got them, they are just not crispy, from 2 different McDonald's, mind you, 2 completely different locations. And the third time they were like fine. They were pretty decently good. I was way happier with them the third time than the first and second. But I have this conspiracy that when Los Angeles and all these other cities got their spicy nugs, I feel like we've got the leftovers that
Mhm.
weren't used in that timed campaign. That they were like, oh shit, San Francisco and the Bay Area never got them. Ship the rest of them. So I feel like we're getting month-old frozen nuggets, and they have just lost so much
Crunch.
consistency. Like they're never crunchy. They're something's off. Something's
Wait,
wrong. They're
Andy,
really
in a-
flat too. They're super fucking flat.
I feel like in our studies we discovered that the McDonald's doesn't last very long when transported.
They don't travel well.
Yeah, they don't
That's
travel
what I'll say.
well.
No. But that's
Max-
no.
But I thought we like Wendy's travel well, pretty good. Travel pretty well.
Yeah, but I've gotten McDonald's delivery plenty of times, and
Also-
the nuggets have been killer, like
I just-
delicious and like crunchy, and like they never felt soggy at any moment. But I feel like these are several month old nugs that were just left over from that one campaign that we're getting here now in the Bay Area.
I do want to add very briefly, like shout outs to you for believing in the dream, and even though you had 2 bad nug orders, you were like, I'm gonna go for a third.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Commit.
Shame on me.
Commit.
You can't really know something until you've done it 3 times, and that's what I like to say. Is my nugs were phenomenal last night. I got it home, still crispy, still crunchy, still yellow munchity. They paired so perfectly with watching people build their temporary shelter before they move on, of course, Tim, to their permanent shelter. Some people do that subterranean because apparently it keeps them warmer during the winter months as they come up.
Now tell me more about this show, because what the hell?
Oh my god. Okay, so evidently I didn't realize this. The History Channel show, but Netflix syndicated season 8. There are 9 seasons out. The newest season, Netflix got one of them. They take 10 contestants, drop them in a remote section of a wilderness someplace. The season I watched, which is on Netflix, is stunningly shot. It's a beautiful location. They were in Canada. They're in British Columbia and a lake, and they basically just have to survive. They're not together. They're in different remote parts of this area. They don't see each other. It's called alone because you're completely cut off from everything. You can bring 10 items with you, and you just have to outlast everyone. The catch is you don't know how long the other person is going to last. So you have a little device on you that like you hit it, it'll be emergency, and they know where you are. But if you tap out, you have to call and say, "This is Nick Scarpino. I'm officially tapping out." Then they come pick you up. You cry a little bit, but then there could be the 10th contestant who's like, "I have no idea that happened," and it gets down to like the last 2, and they don't know they're the last 2. They just have no idea. Can't see your family. Can't see anything. Most of these people starved to death. There was a dude that lost like 70 pounds
Wait, hold on.
Wait, did you just say most of these people starve to death?
Almost to death. Almost. to death.
Okay.
No,
So
like
they're
no,
not
no
like
lie.
elite survivalists,
No lie.
or-
Like, there's like
Netflix has killed 14 people.
there's a couple contestants that were like, one of the guys, I mean, spoilers, was like, dude, I'm having a heart attack right now because I don't have any calories, and he had like a pre-existing heart condition. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but
Man, that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Wait, but
dude,
like,
it's
You can get a heart attack from not eating calories. That's bullshit.
yeah, because your system's so your system's messed up, man. But
Wait,
these guys, it's absolutely fascinating.
so they're like mediocre survivalists, or
No, they are like, I've been doing this for years. I teach this, but the problem is
Wait,
that they
Don't
don't
people go out
know.
there and survive, just like live for years.
Well, no, but someone
No.
like Nick was telling me, like these last for a long time. Like some of them
They
are
have-
like
They have to be out there for, I think the record, I don't know which season it was, but someone was out there for like 90 days. But I'm not talking like, this isn't like Lake Tahoe in the summertime. This is like a remote section of Canada where there's bears
So really
everywhere.
cold.
It's really cold. There's no food. They can't hunt anywhere, and they have a lake that they can fish in, but they don't have a boat or a fishing rod. You have to make all your shit. All they let you have is a bow, and like you can take 9 other items
A
with you. And so
bow?
like
They
bow
got
and arrow.
bows.
Yeah,
Jack
bow
Kevin.
and
These motherfuckers got
Oh,
bows.
they got bows.
I'm
Come
looking
on,
them up
Nick.
right
There's a
now.
bow.
Guy's got a beanie and pants on, Nick. This isn't naked and afraid, bro.
I'm telling you. Here's what you think. Here's what you think every single time he goes, this is going to be so easy. It's going to be so easy. And everyone's like, I'm super optimistic. Within 1 week, I'm like, there's no fucking way I would do this to myself. They're like, I haven't had any protein in a week.
I love
I'm
the
eating
slander from
berries.
Mike.
I'm telling you guys right now, this show is absolutely fascinating. And you know what? Because I always think to myself, look, if there's like an apocalypse that's coming, I'm gonna die, right? We're all gonna die. There's no way. There's no way we can live without the modern amenities of modern life. But then you think, okay, there's like people out there that legit can do this. They can go out there, they can hunt, they can survive. After watching this show, I'm like, we're all dead. There's no way.
Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead. Even these people that are, I mean, these guys are really good. They're like,
I'd
I
give
don't know how
myself
to.
a good couple years.
You think you could do 2 years
Yeah.
in the middle of a frozen tundra with absolutely zero food?
Yeah, I think so. I'd make a little basketball court out
Well,
there.
first of all, you'd leave that place. You gotta leave that place.
Challenge the bears.
If there's zero food, you gotta leave,
Gotta leave.
right?
Bunch of bears around.
But you're missing the concept. They drop you off in the middle of it. So leaving means you have to walk out on foot to a place and you don't know where you're going, and you don't know the nearest town could be like what 100, 200 miles away. Who the hell
What are
knows?
the camera guys doing in this situation?
There are
You know
no
the-
camera guys.
You
have
think the
to film
camera guys like, toss them a little Pop Tart every once in a while?
No, so that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, clearly they get checked up once a week, during which time a medical team comes out, and if they're not doing well, they take their vitals, and if they'll yank them. They yank people all the time because they're like, you're gonna die, like your body's gonna shut down, you're gonna have a heart attack, or you're gonna pass out and not wake up again. They take all their media, give them new media, new batteries, and say, we'll see you in a week. That's
You
it.
film it.
Can you imagine, Kevin,
You have to
if
film
the
yourself. It's wild.
if the stupid camera guy from The Office was one of the camera guys on this show? Remember in The Office and he like intervenes and shit? Like if he was on this show, that guy would be fucking tossing out toaster strudels to all the contestants.
Didn't he get in the middle of a fight once, or almost?
yeah,
stopped
yeah.
someone?
He stopped Pam from like getting hit or some shit. And I forgot what
Wait,
happened.
the camera guy was a real character in The Office?
At
Towards
the
the
end of
end.
it,
At the
at the
very
end of
end.
it, they introduce. It's really stupid. It's such a stupid fucking.
It's really
thing.
dumb.
The
It
whole
created
show.
a stupid plot point.
I was going to. I was going to bring up this sort of conspiracy that's been happening that I watched on TikTok about a lot of these YouTube channels that are, hey, it's this it's this 2 brothers or this one guy or whatever, and they make fires outside in nature, and they learned how to make an adobe house, and they learned how to sort of cut like it's just like survivalist type shit,
Sure.
like out in nature.
Sure.
And they're getting debunked hard by a lot of people on the internet. But like it's this one channel that's always been these like 2 brothers or like 2 cousins or some shit, and the shit that they make looks crazy. Like how the fuck man, these guys made this gigantic cool structure out of like mud and like all
Right.
this sort of stuff. But then people started noticing, like, in one of the shots, there's an excavator in the background, kind of like hidden.
Right.
In a lot of the shots, you see the way this one guy's chipping into the mud when he's like 4 feet deep into this trench. He's chipping into it like with a stick and shit. But the markings of him chipping into it with a stick are not consistent with the other markings that are like from an excavator on the wall.
Yeah, that's like super clean.
yeah, and it's like it's pretty wild that like this guy on TikTok ended up, I think, emailing like one of the showrunners or something like that, and was talking to them. Maybe it was like an agent or something. And the guy was like, "Well, yes, it is. It's them too, and there is a team like kind of like helping them out." But it's like it's all meant to like if you look at the FAQ section on the YouTube channel or whatever, it's all meant to look like it's just these two people doing it. And it's like totally fraudulent. They have like a full team, they have like a full staff and all this sort of shit.
Obviously, listen, we're in production. We understand how the ham is cooked back behind closed doors. We get it, right? Like I'm like there all these things. What was the pronounce I was looking for them? How the sausage
is made, not how the ham is cooked. But I appreciate it. I really do, Nick.
I like it, bro. I like it.
No one questioned it.
It worked. You questioned it. You did question it. Because just like earlier with Andy, when I made that little face, you made that little face as well. And I was like, we have to address this. We have to get it. We have to clear the air. Listen, I understand that. It's how the ham is cooked. Joey, make the shirt. I get it. A lot of these shows are produced. A lot of these reality shows are produced. And I'm not saying Alone might not be produced. Maybe they have things that you see behind the scenes that maybe is not happening. All I'm saying is this. These people go in and they're super hopeful and they're all jacked and like, well, not all jacked, but they're all pretty fit people. And some of them pack on weight, like, cause that's their strategy is I'm just going to outlast people who are starving. By the end of this one season that I watched, which was just season 8, you see a ridiculous body transformation in these people. They have lost to the degree of like 30% of their body weight and they're just emaciated and wasting away. It is fascinating to see. And like, there's one guy who was like, my whole strategy basically is like, he packed on like 60 pounds and was like, I'm just going to try to outstarve people basically. It's fucking crazy, but it's like, it's just a very fascinating show. You guys should watch it. Mike, you should watch it too, because I feel like out of all of us, Mike might be the one to last longest out in the wilderness of Tahoe.
He's used to it. He knows.
I mean, I'm gonna be. We're in a safe spot here. I'm gonna get super stony and watch this, just so everybody knows. Like, I'm gonna get stony baloney and watch the shit out of this show. So get ready, everybody. That's my Friday night.
We expect you to report back,
Mike. I want to do this with you. I absolutely start with Netflix. It's on if you have Comcast or if you have. I don't know what History Channel is, what streaming service it's on, but you can get all the seasons, I believe, on the History Channel if you have Comcast. If not, there's one season on Netflix, and it's first off, it's beautiful because the area they're filming is gorgeous, and I think it's being broadcast in 4K. It's worth it. It's really freaking cool. That's all I'll say on that.
No, I've been watching a lot of The Planets. I've been getting stony baloney and watching The Planets lately, and that's like, the big documentary series about fucking space. And I'm like this on the couch, like,
you think he's just looking at a globe?
Backyard. I go out to the backyard and staring at it, being like, "Oh yeah, they lined up. I see it."
I pictured him sitting in a chair just with a globe, just spinning.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy out there.
Dude, Andy, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Y'all talk about some TV shows. There is a show that I know y'all two motherfuckers haven't watched yet that you have to sit down and watch. Go for it, Andy.
Nathan Fielder is back in a big way.
Christ.
Nathan Fielder, a genius of our time, famous for the show Nathan For You. He's also been a writer and producer in a lot of other different shows. But as y'all know, Nathan For You is one of my favorite TV shows ever. Like, I just think it's so brilliant from start to finish. But he is back on HBO Max with a new series called
HBO. Not even Max. HBO original, baby.
He is back with an HBO original called The Rehearsal. And I'm a little worried about it going into it because nothing could live up to Nathan For You.
And on top of that, it is the worst showing trailer show ever. Like, watching a trailer of this is nonsense. Watching the coming up on next week, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And watching the preview for this episode, I was like, I don't know about this. So I'm right there with you, Andy.
The premise for Nathan For You is that Nathan Fielder He went to Canada, a business school in Canada, and he got really good grades. And so he helps real businesses with real people um, try to improve their business with the dumbest ideas possible. And a lot of it is, these people that he's helping out are real people, and they kind of just go along with his scheme because he's got a camera crew and he looks legitimate. The show, The Rehearsal, I was kind of worried going into it because I've always wanted more Nathan Fielder. I've always wanted more Nathan for you, but I was always worried about how we were going to get it, Tim. And I know that like at one point they announced a horror show with the Safdie brothers. And I'm like, okay, well, Nathan Fielder's coming back in some way, but it's not really kind of what I want. I see this. You're totally right, Tim. This is not a good trailer whatsoever for The Rehearsal. What The Rehearsal is, it's a show on HBO where Nathan Fielder... I don't even want to like spoil stuff, but I have to like spoil one thing of like, he's talking to this man. He puts out a Craigslist listing out there. It's like, no real, like, there's no press, there's no information there. It's just a Craigslist thing that says, are you hiding something, or are you hiding a truth? What's the exact quote?
Are you trying to get something off your chest?
Yeah.
That you need help with? And
a lot of people respond. And one gentleman who responds, Nathan ends up going to his house and meeting with him. And he's got a TV crew, so it looks all legitimate. Nathan walks in the house, says his hellos, makes some jokes, tries to make the guy feel comfortable about everything, and he goes, I have something to get off of my chest. Last week when people came to your house to clear it out because of like bugs or infestation or whatever, that wasn't true. They cleared out your apartment because my crew came in here and made a 1-to-1 recreation of your apartment. And it shows his crew in there with the 3D tools, Nick, that scan the rooms and like build an accurate 3D portrayal of everything. And they build a recreation of his apartment in a warehouse. And he goes, everything that I've talked with you about right now has all been rehearsed with somebody that's been studying you and in a recreation of your own house. And it's like, it's so hard to explain, but it is so brilliantly done. Tim.
You're doing your best explaining it, and it is impossible to, because it is the most wild thing where he's talking to this man. He's like, what is the problem that you have? And as they're going back and forth, Nathan's just like, he explains like everything Andy just said. When we say it's a 1-to-1 recreation of his house, it is like down to what mouse are they using, and it's the exact same mouse. It's fucking creepy, and it is so expensive, and it might be the worst use of budget I have ever seen, and it just makes it so brilliant. But then he'll get actors to act like these people so that he can rehearse the conversations, and he then tells the guy, I've been rehearsing this conversation. I knew it was going to go well because I've went through every scenario of how it could go. And it is like, what the fuck? And then the whole episode is just him working with this guy to rehearse a scenario in which he's going to tell someone this big truth that he's been meaning to reveal to them for a long time. And y'all, again, I'm right there with Andy. I don't want to spoil a second after that. It is one of the greatest slow burn episodes of TV I have ever seen. By the end of it, it is just like, this man is a fucking genius. And it is millions of dollars being put into this production for no reason.
It keeps on ratcheting up the stakes in the way that I love what Nathan For You did. Whenever Nathan For You ran into a kind of like, he'd get to an impasse where he's like, well, I knew we couldn't go any further, so I had to hire fucking who knows what, an actual stunt helicopter to, and he just keeps on ratcheting up the stakes, and my mind goes to the exact same spot. I'm like, how much budget was this? And this man that he's talking to is going to reveal a truth at a bar that they do trivia at. Well, guess what? They do a 1-to-1 recreation of the bar.
Of the entire bar. Every single aspect of the bar, down to, oh, there's a painting of a fucking alligator that's a little crooked, and they have that. And it's like every single element. And then they do this thing where they cut back and forth between the reality of when it's actually happening and the rehearsals of him with actors in the space. And it looks identical. It is the most unbelievable TV I have ever fucking seen.
and I
But-
don't really know where the rest of the episodes are gonna go. But
Does it have that vibe where like it's fake? Because I feel like
N-
Nathan For
no,
You had a
no.
vibe where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is clearly actors.
I feel like he's trolling you guys. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
think he
they
might be
didn't do the
trolling you
one-to-one
guys.
recreation.
Yeah.
No, Kevin.
What do you mean?
Kevin doesn't. Kevin thinks that a lot of these people are
It's
actors.
true, I do.
Mhm.
My number one talent is that I know when people are acting and when people
That's
are real.
100%.
you know,
That's my
Number
number
one
one
talent.
talent.
My name's
That's
not
my
even
number one
Nick.
talent. Now,
Hold on,
do
Nick.
they-
Nick, to your point, real quick about
Do they
the
show behind the scenes where, like, do they show it's all set?
they show the sound stage and they
wow.
show the outside. It's just a
Mhm.
bar
So it's
that
like-
they
it's like-
recreated in the middle of a studio.
So it's like Mission Impossible 1 where they pull the walls.
Yes!
Like a little weird one. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
no, that's Nick, that's exactly it. It's if they took that and turned it into a show where they're rehearsing to do something in real life, and then they go to real life in those same environments and do the thing. And it is
and he gets to a point where
unreal.
he has this laptop up with like all of the different
flowchart.
conversation scenarios. If she says this, then you respond with this, and he zooms out, and it's like this crazy conversation tree, and it's like it's how self-serious he is that makes it so fucking funny. That like I love Nathan Fielder. I love his deadpan humor, and you're never gonna see him laugh at himself or any of the situation. It's
Wow.
all like done so deadpan and serious. And at one point, like this guy that he's interviewing for this whole rehearsal, because the whole thing is like, if you want to make something right in your life, what if you could rehearse that moment to make sure that it went perfect for yourself? And we can put you in that scenario. And like, you have something you want to get off your chest with this person. We can rehearse this millions of times a day so that you know that things are going to go the exact way you want them to go. And he's talking to this dude. Oh god, I lost my train of thought, Tim. I lost my fucking train of thought.
I mean, but like
I don't know
the
where
thing
There's
is,
no
it's
way
like
that's how that works. Like, just because, like, first of all, I don't know that I believe anyone can study you from a distance enough to know how you're gonna respond to a situation.
you gotta watch it, Kev.
You gotta watch
you
it.
see
You gotta
it happen. Because like I had that same thought as you did, even in the beginning as I was watching it, where I was like, how this doesn't even make sense. How do you rehearse? How do you know what they're gonna say? And it's because you're the one leading the conversation that the flowchart things works. Like it is kind of like I say this, people are gonna respond only a handful of things. If you ask them, how was your day today? You know that their answer is going to be a small anecdote that's either positive or negative. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it starts getting really ridiculously creative, and like they got this shit down to they got it. They fucking did it. It's so
now,
crazy.
does the show use creative editing to push a plot forward like it did in Nathan For You, like I did in Party Mode and shit like that? Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, but these are real people that are genuinely. This guy is like all about trivia, Nick, and at one point he's like, you know, we always do trivia with this one group, and I just want to get something off my chest with them and let them know a truth about me.
Is he cheating at trivia?
No, he lied about his education, and they've been giving him a lot of job offers because they think he has a master's degree, and he lied about it, and he feels bad that this whole time he's never had a master's degree. He just felt bad because, you know, he's like, I just felt inadequate and around you all. You all have such higher educations than me. But this guy's like super. He's like, he specializes in television trivia and all this stuff, and he loves watching Jeopardy. And at one point,
Is he
Nathan's
Josh
like,
McCouga?
no. At one point, Nathan's like, so I had a TV show, Nathan For You, and he's like, oh, okay, and he's like, do you know about it? No, I don't. I mean, he's like, well, I thought you were like a television expert. And he's like, well, you know, it's not that expansive. He's like, oh, okay, well, you should check it out. It was pretty good. Like, it's just like he's so good at the deadpan stuff, but like, it's just so creative, and it keeps on going and escalating in ways that never you never feel like you're getting bored by the premise of it. It's just like it's genius type shit that by the end of it and the way they frame the whole ending sequence, it's
So,
masterful.
All right, I want to say something that is absolutely spoiling my favorite bit of the episode 1. Okay, so for the next 30 or so seconds, if you don't want to spoil in episode 1, don't listen to this. But I want Nick and Mike to hear this. Okay, spoilers, go.
Got it.
So this guy loves trivia. The whole thing is he's going to have to do this during trivia. He keeps rehearsing it, and it's eventually revealed that he doesn't want to lose trivia. He's so tied to this trivia thing. He's like, I'm trying to make this admittance to this person, but also we're doing trivia, so I have to make sure I win. But he doesn't want to cheat because he's a man of valor, so he has to make sure it's right. So Nathan's like, fuck, I need to control this, but we can't have him fake a win at trivia. So Nathan's like, I am going to make sure that I know all the questions so I know the answers, but I can't tell him that. So while Nathan and the guy are preparing and rehearsing for this, they'll be walking in the street, and he had a bunch of actors like walk by them and subliminally say the answers to the trivia so he would know them. Like, so one of the trivia questions is, what does DKNY stand for? And they're walking through a park, and some girl accidentally pours some coffee. She's like, damn, I just poured some coffee on my DKNY pants. Oh, man. And someone next to her is like, what's that? What does DKNY stand for? And they say the answer. So it's subliminally getting it into his mind. It's so fucking good, dude.
They walk up to a crime. They walk up. They're just walking through the street, just kind of going for walks, talking to each other. And there's a crime scene with an officer out there. And he's like standing out there near the yellow tape. And they're like, whoa, what happened here, officer? And the actor's like, oh gosh, it was a gunfight. Several people died in this building. That's why I cursed the Chinese for creating gunpowder back in the 1800s. Or I forget what he says. Yeah. And the guy's like,
one of the questions is like, who created gunpowder? And then in doing trivia, he's like, oh, the Chinese.
Yeah, so they're all like, they're implanting all these answers. It's just like, it's a genius bit, and I need everybody to watch it. And I know Mike has been talking shit about us on Slack, and it's fine.
We're right. History will prove us right about this.
Listen, I just want you guys to know. We've been slacking back and forth.
We know. Clear.
I see your faces.
That you have been pitching us this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to start off 4:22 p.m., right? But this is about 15, 20 minutes into this pitch of this show. Mike, this show sounds stupid. Please watch the show I talked about. It's better. 4:22 without even missing a beat. Like his fingers are on the keys. I will. These two watch bad television, not like us. They need more Biodome in their life. 100%. And then I type, as I'm typing ballpark, what are the chances you'll watch this dumb show they're talking about? Mike types back, he can spoil whatever the hell he wants. I'm never watching it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the KindaFunny podcast for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Watch both those shows next, and then come back next week in the comments and let us know which one you like.
Who's right, who's wrong.
We'll see who's right, who's wrong. They both real talk. They both sound pretty incredible. So you should watch both those shows. Thanks so much for rocking with us and staying with us for the rest of this episode. If you got a couple bucks to give and you liked what you heard here, go over to patreon.com/KindaFunny. Throw us a few bones over there. We really appreciate it. If you're an audio listener, come over to our YouTube channel and subscribe there. We do a lot of visual gags like Andy doing the white teeth thing today, which may or may not be the title of this because Tim wanted to talk about something better and I never let him. If you're a patron, ladies and gentlemen, come on over to the Patreon post show, which is going to start right now.